Welcome to Lac Serriere. We're here down in central France. We left home about midnight on Friday night.
Yeah.
Got down here 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Absolutely horrible drive.
Knackered.
450 miles in France. Yeah, really tired when we got here. We got the rods out Saturday night. Managed to get most of our tackle brought over here by boat because we were in the woods to swim over the far side. I managed to wheedle a 49 pounder out, which is a personal best that night, which no game plan at all, so well happy. But Mr. Charman had to go one better, obviously, you know, and yesterday afternoon, well, tell them what you had, Duncan. It was one of the big girls, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I mean, about, I don't know, 12 o'clock yesterday, I sort of thought, I'm in a swim that does big fish. I've got some lilies to my left, so I thought I'll put a rod down there that does sort of smaller fish, 20s and 30s. Thought that's my banker rod. I'll stick 2 rods out at distance, probably about 100 yards out there. Single hook bait, 20mm 4G squid. I just drilled the centre out. A lot of people use snowman. I just thought do something slightly different. Drilled the middle out, put some foam, critically balanced it, put it out there about midday. About 3 hours later, when you least expect it, same sort of day as this.
Bright sunshine, wasn't it?
Yeah, single bleep. Looked at the rod tip was bent round. Picked the rod up. Could feel a fish about 30 yards, had kited to the left, trying to play catch up. Finally kind of like got in direct contact with this fish, and by this time it's down by a big set of lilies at about 60 yards down there, and I'm thinking if it goes in there, game over. So literally just clamped down, and all the time I'm thinking this is a catfish, it's just too powerful to be a carp. It was brutal, wasn't it?
It was a brutal fight.
And I just clamped down. There were some big boils out there. Unfortunately, this fish went back out to where it was hooked again, started taking line. I'm thinking, you know, this is, you know, just an epic fight. I mean, I can't say I enjoyed it 1 minute. I was just, at all.
You were on edge, definitely.
On edge, you know it's a big fish, but again, I'm thinking it's a catfish. My line had actually kind of like really worn somehow. I don't know why. I think it was where I clamped down. And then, you know, after about 10-15 minutes, the mother of all carp just came up, great big scales, and I'm like speechless.
Jaw down, both of us.
It wasn't just get it in the net, Chris, get your waders, get out there.
Getting in the net was the hard bit, Duncan.
Really, yeah.
Head on the spreader block, tail still hanging over the cord, it wasn't easy.
And as soon as it went in, Chris knew it was one of the big girls in here.
I knew it was one of the top ones.
I'm a gibbering wreck by then. Simon's come over, the guy who runs.
Because he saw the man hugs, I think it was.
It was the man hugs that done it. And straight away said that's the grey lady around the 80-pound mark.
One of the top 2 in the lake.
So we got her on the scales and she went 78 pound 14 ounces. So I've upped my personal best and probably a fish that I would never beat. So unfortunately the camera wasn't running. We've got some stills. The camera's up and running now, but the lake's gone very quiet, hasn't it?
It's very tough now. We haven't had a fish for 24 hours. There's 2 people on the lake and there's only 6 on the lake that haven't even had a bite yet, and they're top anglers too. They're spawning over in the shallows, which isn't good news. Hopefully the sun will go down a bit and weather change. The wind's turned round now,
good,
so
yeah.
Hopefully we're on a better wind. We'll see what it brings.
Yeah, keep you informed, and hopefully we'll have a few more whackers in the net by the time we go home.
Well, they've been crashing away early hours this morning in the pads, but one's just rattled away. Duncan's into a fish. Keep moving or?
Moving, but inch by inch. Go in there now.
Well done, chap. One angry Serriere carp.
62.6, but it's about £6. We'll take it off later and get it.
62.6. Was it 56 something?
Well, we'll weigh the sling off in a minute, but it should be 56.6.
Well, here we are on Thursday. Looks to be very deceiving. This sun, still got a fleece on, very cold north winds. We've had some terrible weather, really terrible. The boat we had to bail out yesterday morning, it was absolutely torrential rain day before yesterday. Stiff frost last night. It's been very changeable and tough. North winds are just freezing cold. Since the 49 and the minnow that Duncan had, it went quiet for 24 hours, just over. Monday night I had a 42.14 and a 38.12, both in the night. I've yet to have a fish in the day. Duncan had a, what was it, 56.6
on Tuesday morning, which was nice in the daylight, but those three fish also came when the wind changed to the southwest briefly. So for 18 hours we had a southwesterly and it looked good. We had three fish in that. Wind then changed again and it's
and the heavens opened and it killed it dead. The whole lake went dead, no one was catching fish.
Then when was it, Tuesday night after the rain, I had a screamer in the night.
From the pads,
yeah, a bit of a battle with one down in the pads here. Again, about kind of like 1 o'clock in the morning it was, and had a, how big was that one? 39.12. So you know,
another good fish, good stamp of fish considering what people have been catching.
Fantastic, but you know, 3 fish each. I was happy with just the one big girl, so I'm over the moon. But then we've sat here pretty much for 2 days, haven't we?
2 days without a bite. Well, I've gone more than that.
Without a bite.
Not even seen a fish crash or move until earlier. I mean, once crashed, twice down to the left in the pads. So it's looking hopeful for that left down rod tonight.
Looking good for the rod that I've caught 2 on to go again in the next, you know, next few hours. Tonight, hopefully, we've left the baits in the water. We haven't redone them. We've just kept the light, you know, not too much bait out there. So tomorrow morning, hopefully, we'll be able to inform you of another one.
Hopefully, but daytime captures would be nice. But hey, they come when they come.
Yeah, so we'll keep you informed.
Last day here at Serriere, not a lot been happening, had a couple in the night. Duncan's thinking of trying something a little bit different. Only problem is I'm not quite sure he's got the concept of the naked chod right. Well, it's been a rather slow week here at Serriere, but there's a few fish been out, Duncan especially. Jammy bugger.
Quality, not quantity.
Oh yeah, that's it. No. And yeah, we've done all right. I mean, so far to date, we've got last night coming up, but we're doing this now because we want to get everything away in the morning. I had 2 last night, small ones, 28 and 20, off a new spot. So what are we up to now? 8 fish for the week?
8 fish, yeah, pretty much all on the same method and the same bait. You've been fishing, well, we've been fishing snowman rigs,
rigs mainly. Just a short 6-inch hook length, pinned down with a little bit of putty, rig tubing because they like rig tubing in this place, and we have to drop the leads. So just straightforward weed clips and drop the lead every take.
And the bait we've been using is the 4G squid, the Nash 4G squid, either 20 mils or 15s with just a small, you know, yellow or white pop up on the top just to
both
counterbalance.
been doing the same. Apart from your one, you changed slightly, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, the big girl initially came. I just thought I just want to put some big baits out, or what when I say big baits, about 15, 18 mils, nothing else. And I just actually hollowed the middle out, put a bit of foam in, so that it acted the same as all the others, and it worked for me. But that's the only bite I've had off that spot. But you know,
a bit silty out there, probably worked. Kept it on the top rather than burying it.
So pretty changeable weather as well. We had hailstones today. We had a day.
Last night was freezing cold.
Unreal. I've never been so cold.
I was out there playing a fish last night. The rod was sticking to my hand. It was iced. It was seriously iced up.
Yeah, and you know, and I've learnt a lot. I've actually learnt what a naked chod is now.
Now you've learnt now, have you?
Quite a time, but yeah, thanks for telling me at the end of the week. So yeah, you won't.
I did wonder what you were doing out there.
So you know, fingers crossed here. We're going into the last night. The sun's setting, and
hopefully a lump will appear tonight.
Yeah.
Here's to a good week.
Yeah,
we've had a good week.
Absolutely.